Hello and welcome back. We're out here in our small greenhouse with similar conditions to when we last filmed out here, taking temperatures of all of our systems and the actual temperature of our greenhouse. Last night we had negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit for a windshield temp and maybe 8 to 10 below for an actual temperature. It was freezing last night. We're sitting pretty decent temperatures in here. I'm sitting about 81 degrees. Outside, we are sitting at 4 degrees in the sun right now. So with the windshield, we're probably negative 5 degrees or 6 degrees. So since it was so nice out here today, I wanted to come out and show what we've been doing for the last week, trying to supplement some good nutrients to our chickens. If anybody has turkeys, chickens, pigs, geese, ducks, cows, growing fodder or sprouting is a great way to multiply your nutrients in winter. We've got some sunflower seeds that we save. I just threw them in this bag and I throw them in the freezer. Usually we like to keep them in a big Tupperware container in the freezer that we have just for our seeds. We also have some of our hard wheat, and I have 1 cup of hard wheat, and I will explain why. I want to show what we've been doing. We've been using all the heat from our system here, our water transferring system, to sprout some of these seeds in order to feed to our chickens throughout the next couple weeks here, and we'll continually cycle these as long as we're above freezing in here. So I've got these 2 buckets. I used one right on top of the other in order to keep a nice seal in there, and I kept some foam on top of these in order to get them germinating. This is 1 week's worth of germination. We've got decent growth on there, and the ones that were below this look a little bit better and they hold more moisture as opposed to the ones on top. I'll just take the top one and put it on the bottom and vice versa just to rotate them, and I'll add a little bit of water if needed. We had some bubble wrap, a little extra piece of bubble wrap I set down to insulate these, and these will grow in the complete darkness. The only real thing you need is a heat source and some moisture. That's the only requirements that need to be met in order to germinate and sprout these seeds. Now 44 degrees Fahrenheit is the cutoff, hypothetically, for the germination process, but we have these kind of wrapped up, so even if it got below that in here, just like in the ground, they will still germinate below the soil under 44 degrees. Now sprouting these seeds multiply and diversify the amount of nutrients you will get out of these. The starch that is contained inside the seed will start to break down by an enzyme that's triggered in germination called alpha amylase. This enzyme allows the starch to break down to 1, 2, and 3 monomer molecules. You've got glucose, maltose, and maltose that is present and helps and aids in the process of the embryo starting and germinating and creating a plant. Now these are just a hard wheat that we grow for ourselves and for our chickens. We try and grow as much as we possibly can. Some winters we'll have to buy some to supplement it because we didn't grow enough or we're using more for ourselves than we planned on. Now that means we're multiplying our nutrients and stretching our dollar as far as it can go to feed our animals. And with clean containers, you can do this for yourself. There's lots and lots of microgreens from all of our garden seeds that you can eat, and they're very nutritious for you. And the process of sprouting really doesn't require much light for most plants. Most of those seeds will germinate in a little bit of light. They just have to have some warmth. These will sprout in the complete darkness, which is great. So aside from just sprouting them like this in water, we also like to soak our grains, and if you soak them too long, they'll ferment way too much. But for soaking them out in the cold, we can do it for about a week, and then we can feed it to our chickens. And it also bulks that up and makes it easier to digest and provides more nutrition than it would normally. I just wanted to share this super simple tip for multiplying your nutrients and feeding your animals for a lot less. You can stretch your money further when you have more ample quantity of material and more nutrition at that. I want to thank everybody for watching. This is a super easy DIY system. We have these old Rubbermaid containers that we've been using for years, and we just found a better use for them. I would like to build myself some boxes to put mesh over so I can have the grains grow through that. I tried that last year with a plastic box and a little bit of mesh, and it had worked very well. So I'd like to build a couple prototype boxes to see what I can fit in there, and I want to make a little slide on the bottom so I can actually rotate the stuff out without having to do too much. So I had the box, I put compost, some grains, and just watered it in, and we got all that grass sprouting through, and the chickens could mow it down without completely pulling the whole root of the plant out, so it would continually rotate. So that's just some ideas. I want to build a couple separate boxes so I can rotate those out and give our chickens some fresh grass all winter long without having to put too much energy, effort, or money into it.